We're back on the Sportsmax Zone now, and we're going to talk some NBA. Tyler Herro continued his hot streak on Thursday, scoring a career-high 41 points to push Miami Heat to a 111-108 win over the Houston Rockets at the Toyota Center. We have those highlights.
Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat taking on young Jalen Green and his Houston Rockets. And in the first quarter, Kevin Porter steals the ball, and Kevin Porter going to the roof, dunking this one over Tyler Herro. Watch it one more time. Tyler Herro made a late business decision here, getting out of the way. Later, Porter finds Jalen Green. He knocks down the open three-pointer from the top of the key. Houston up 19-14, but then Tyler Herro really happened. Herro from three, open, steps into it, got his groove right there. Then Herro, another three, off the dribble, cash, Miami up by those three. Later, second quarter now, Herro really feeling it, knocks down a three. A step back three from Herro in the corner. 25 points in the first half, including 6 of 8 from 3. At the break, Miami led it by 7, and John Bon Jovi in the house taking in a little Jimmy Butler action here. Butler posting up Jalen Green, gets the layup to go. Then Butler deflects the pass, gets it back, and he spins and goes in for the jam. And Miami up by a dozen. Later in the third, it's Jalen Green getting the steal, and nobody in the league can catch that guy. He goes and throws it down. Then Kenyon Martin drives baseline. He gets the stuff, and Miami's leads down to 1. Who do they turn to? How about Tyler Herro? He was still warm, knocking down another 3. Then Herro pulls up for a jumper. He had 10 made threes in the game. 41 points is a career high. Those 10 made threes tied a franchise record. Jimmy Butler in the fourth, stealing it, going coast to coast for the Lamb. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists for Butler. Miami by 7. Jabari Smith, 4-3, 12 seconds left, and it's Houston's last chance. Kevin Porter pulls up, misses a three-pointer, and in the end, Miami gets the win, 111-108.
So Herro was 10 of 15 from three-point range to become only the 4th Heat player to hit 10 threes in a game. In his previous game against the Thunder, the 22-year-old scored 9 threes. Fit again, Jimmy Butler added 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. George, currently the Heat are 8th in the Eastern Conference, but they should rise in the standings because Butler is back to share the load with Herro.
Yeah, that's a crucial thing for them. I mean, Jimmy Butler is such an outstanding player. If it is that the team needs somebody to lead on defense, I hate saying defense because it's defense, but I'll do what the Americans do, defense, then he can lead the team defending. And if they need somebody to lead in scoring, he can do that. Not many teams in the NBA have one player that can do that. LeBron at his best can do that, but I can't think of anybody else who can lead defending or lead attacking. But Tyler Herro, you know, you are very intimate with cricket. You've played a lot of cricket as a youth player. Mm-hmm. You know that sometimes, and I say cricket more than football, you know that in an innings, sometimes you walk out and everything is just coming off the middle. A batsman will tell you that, boy, I was really seeing it big that day. Yeah. He's been having several of those seeing it big moments night after night. 10 3-pointers from 15 is not normal. That's Steph Curry level. That's Klay Thompson at his best level. Not many guys in the NBA have ever registered stats like that in an NBA game, regular season or otherwise. And the young man, only 22, he emerged, you remember, in the COVID, in the bubble season, when the Heat went all the way to the final. Yeah. And I'm telling you that I think he has kicked on a notch in the last 9 months or so. And the challenge for him now is to stay fit and to be able to get to this zone, because scoring like this, Lance, it's not about turning up on the court and, all right, you start shooting and the zone comes to you. You have to get there, which is what great players like Steph Curry and LeBron can do. They can get themselves into the zone to score significantly in games night after night. Yeah. And as a young player, it's just for him to learn now, okay, this is a thing, these are the things I need to do to put myself in that zone.
Yeah, and it's important that you mentioned that thing about zone, and you referenced cricket. But you know what? Isn't a game I played much, but while I was living in Barbados, I started playing a lot of pool, and I found that narrative that you're presenting more so with pool than in any other game I played, because there were nights I felt as if I could almost close my eyes and make the shots.
Yeah.
It just felt, everything just felt right.
Yes.
So I get the point that you were talking about. Yes. I know that sometimes when players are hitting the threes and just being on point with all of their shots, it is that confidence and that sense of assurance that they're feeling in the moment.
Yes, and sometimes, you are shooting the three ball, and I can say this obviously not because I played the game, because I didn't, but because I've watched so much basketball as to be able to see players in that zone.
Yeah.
You're shooting the three ball very well, then all of a sudden, every time you go up the floor, you want to hit a three, and then your very good statistics, you may have gone 3 of 6, which is 50%, which is very good.
Yes.
You go 3 of 6, but because you've hit 3 by the end of the second quarter, by the third quarter starts, you go 3 crazy again, and then you end the night 3 of 11 or 4 of 12, and it's not so good. 15 shots on the night from three-point range. He was calculating.
Yeah.
All right, I can take it from here. All right, I can threaten to drive to the basket. I can pull up and hit a mid-range, 2-pointer, no problem. Oh, I can hit it from here. So he was calculating. He wasn't going three ball crazy because he was in the zone.
Yeah.
That's a sign of mental maturity, even though he is still only a young man.
And he aced 10 of the 15.
10 of 15,
with the
yes.
threes. Well, also on Thursday, Memphis Grizzlies made it 7 wins in a row after they blew past Milwaukee Bucks. Here the score, 142-101 at the FedEx Forum. We have the highlights as well.
Memphis Grizzlies in the midst of a 5-game winning streak, but tonight they're taking on one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. It's the Milwaukee Bucks, and that man, the dominating Giannis Antetokounmpo. But early on, it was Ja Morant, three-pointer, money, and that set the tone for the Grizzlies early on. Then it's Giannis on the other end from the free throw line. That one goes down. Ja Morant, hard drive, strong layup. Shot there, plus the foul. He'd make the free throw. Memphis up 26-13. But the Grizzlies just put their foot on the gas and made that lead so much bigger. Tyus Jones for 3. Dylan Brooks attacks the basket for the win. Ja Morant, 3 more from way outside, and Brook Lopez can't close the gap, so he gets the 3 off, and then Morant sprints to the basket for the hanging double clutch layup. At the half, Memphis led the game by 29 points, 70-41. Would the Bucks make a comeback in the second half? No, sir. Steven Adams, alley-oop layup goes down. Jaren Jackson spots up for the open three-pointer. That's good as well. Memphis up 75-42. Dylan Brooks attacking the basket for the fadeaway from close. He had 18. It's 89-53. We're still going with the highlights. Ja Morant sprints to the rim, makes a twisting layup. Watch this one more time. Beautiful athletic move as he gets that one to go. And then it's Morant throwing it up, and look who's coming down with it. Brandon Clark on the business end of this alley-oop. Morant, the first player in franchise history with a triple-double before the fourth quarter. 25 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds in just 26 minutes, and Memphis gets the win 142-101.
Yeah, Giannis's team, they're beaten by 41 points, and with that win, the Grizzlies win, moving them to first place in the Western Conference. George, should we be surprised about the current form of the Memphis Grizzlies?
No, because they've been coming to hand very nice in the last 2 seasons. They've been threatening to do good things. Playoffs. They knocked the Warriors out 1 year, the season before last. And but for injuries to Ja Morant last year, they would have gone even further than they did. So the Grizzlies are a team that neutrals love to watch, because you are sure of getting highlight reel stuff from Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. and the talented players in the squad. So it's a very nice roster. It can achieve things. It is short of the pieces necessary to make a run at the Larry O'Brien Trophy, given to the winner of the NBA. But it's a team that will excite, it's a team that will thrill, and it's a team that's going to win many more games. And I don't think their position at the top of the West is a false position, because we know that some big teams with some big rosters really struggling badly. And I can't see those struggles ending for everybody, because there are only so many good players in the NBA to trade around. And say, for instance, in a trade window, there are probably 6 players that can make a big difference to you. So depending on where those 6 players go, the teams that don't have them, who have been struggling before, will continue to struggle. So I say all that to say that the Grizzlies, I expect them to be one of the top seeds from the Western Conference, and I just don't think they have enough quality.
And we also
to make the championship
we always
run.
say we don't read too much in what happens in the regular season, but for a Bucks team who were champions just 2 seasons ago to be routed in the way that they were last night, a lopsided game, the Memphis team obviously on a high.
Yes, and I like how you set up the point, because what you find sometimes is that in this season, this period, on the road, I mean, you go from Milwaukee to Memphis, it's cold and it's nearing Christmas and holidays, and those who have children are FaceTiming their kids and they say, really, I should be home here. So you get that kind of feeling. And so in this period, you're going to have some lopsided games. So that wasn't a real reflection of the Bucks' quality, any at all.
Yeah, we know that. Let's check in on the other results now that we saw from Thursday night. Before we go, we took care of a couple of the results before. The Heat over the Rockets, and we saw the Utah Jazz winning in overtime 132-129 with Jordan Clarkson getting a season-high 39 points. And we had the Grizzlies beating the Bucks, and the Suns, they won over the Clippers, and the Suns, they're ending a bit of a losing streak they've had, I think 5 games losing. DeAndre Ayton, the Bahamian, out last night with an ankle injury and missed the game. He'll be out for a while as well. Before we leave, a message for viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. Here's your chance to win a trip for 2 to attend the 2022-23 All-Star Weekend in Utah in our Take Your Shot promotion. Watch the NBA live on SportsMax to get the chance to scan the QR code, which will give you more information on how to participate. The promotion, which began on the 28th of November, will close on the 20th of January next year.